This tutorial will cover how to initiate new projects into REEport. So we start in the Project Initiation module. And for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll use a formula project as our example, but completing a non-formula project is virtually identical. The main difference is how the projects populate into the draft folder. Formula projects are initiated by a user clicking on the Create a New Project button, whereas non-formula projects automatically flow into the draft folder from grants.gov once they are ready to be completed. Additionally, any applicable data is pulled from the grants.gov application and pre-populated into the REEport form. So any non-formula projects, you could see the funding source would be non-formula here, and it would also have grants.gov and proposal number. Alright, so we'll click on the Create a New Project button. And the first thing we'll do is we'll select the funding source. We can choose from any of the formula funding sources. I'll point out if I choose Hatch Multistate, it gives me a second drop-down whereby I can choose which multi-state I want to pick from. And you're only given the multi-state numbers that are approved in NIMS and are applicable to your institution. So I could select it and there it would be. I'm going to clear that out and just change this to a regular hatch. Then I click the I understand that these selections here cannot be changed reminder button, and that's because once you select them here and click next, you cannot change it. And if you find you made a mistake in funding source or multi-state number, you're going to have the project deleted and create a new one. Okay, so the first page we come is the cover page. Couple things I'll point out here right at the start is if you ever need to delete a project initiation form that is in draft, as a site administrator, you're the only one who can do this, and this is the only place you can do it. At the top of the cover page, click Delete this project. Also, if there are any comments associated with a project, there's none on this one right now because we just created it, but there would be a number and you could click that and you could see your comments, and you'll see where those get entered in later. Okay, so now we're just going to go through and complete the required fields as well as any optional fields if we want to do so. So we'll put in a title, choose a performing department, project number, under states and organizations we have collaborating states, if there are any. I can add as many as I like, or I can remove them. Collaborating partner organizations. You can see that it's only showing me organizations that are related to the state that I chose. And I can also add more or remove any at any time. Any collaborating countries. And we'll choose the start date. So we'll put either today's date or a date in the future. It won't allow us to backdate. And then we'll choose an end date. We'll go into the future a few years and just choose a date. And then project director is chosen from a drop-down. And it automatically fills in the contact information there. And we'll click next and save. And this takes us on to the participants section. So we can put in any co-PDs if we want, estimated project FTEs for the project duration. And it tallies it for us by column and row and a total of all. Okay, now we're on to the goals and objectives. There's just an open text box. There is a text editor that you can use with a hover over description. You can click more to get more guidance on what to put in this section. Just going to do test for simplicity and move on to the next section. And we'll do the same here under products. And also for expected outcomes, for audience. Again, I'm moving through these quickly, but you can always click on the help box for explanation of or to get guidance on what is required in that field. Okay, we'll make some notes here in the classification section. This section is fairly straightforward. However, it's worth pointing out that there's the link to the classification manual used when completing the knowledge areas, subject of investigation, and field of science. So those are completed down here. And we can click on that link. Will take us to the manual that helps you fill out the classification. And here's the associated plan program, which ties into the plan of work. Okay, now here's the project proposal, and this is where you're going to upload a PDF of your project proposal or outline. So we click on Choose File, and then you explore into your computer and you find a file, your PDF that you want to upload. I have a dummy proposal there, and then I just click Upload, and it uploads it from your computer into REEport. Now from here you can view that PDF and make sure it uploaded accurately. You can also, if you decide that you need to make changes to it, you would click Remove that uploaded outline and then just upload the corrected one. So we'll click Next to move on and save that. Okay, now we're on the assurance of statement. The only difference here from previous assurance statements is we've removed the recombinant DNA. There's information about it, but there's nothing to be completed. I'm going to leave this blank on purpose. Okay, and so that took me to the final submit screen. Here you see I can click Review in PDF format. This shows me each section that I completed in a PDF document, which is easier to read and review or print out for your records if you like. Also, and the reason I didn't complete that last section is any errors that exist on any of the sections, whether it's not completed or something wasn't completed correctly, when you go to submit, it'll point those errors out for you, saying you need to correct these errors before you can submit. And the nice thing here is it has the errors listed, and it's a clickable link that will take you right back to the section where there's the error, and then I can complete it. And now we see I'm on submit, and now it's ready to be submitted. Okay, here it says clicking submit for review will move the project to the next review stage. And so this will go for internal review prior to being submitted to NIFA. Here's where any comments can be made, and that's the comments I referred to on the cover page. You can see here it shows the workflow status that we're at initiation, and then I'll click submit for review. Okay, so now it takes us back to our folder structure under project initiation, and we can see that this project that we just created has moved from the draft folder pending submission to NIFA. And so from here, I could click this and it would take me back to the editable fields in the form, or I can view it in a PDF format like I did from the submit screen, or I can click this attachment icon and it will show me the proposal that I uploaded. And that concludes initiating a project into REEport.